What's going on, guys? Just finishing up a training session here at the Manasquan Underground Strength Gym. Packed house, guys. Must have had close to 20 athletes here. You guys could hear my voice. And this year, I'm teaching 7 classes a day. Then I go and coach, usually 3 hours. Now, I'm not glorifying being a workhorse, but what really hit me was yesterday I visited Aaron Wellman. He's the strength coach for the Giants. Guy's been in strength and conditioning for probably 25 years now. Guy's awesome guy. And he's introducing me to his staff, and I see one guy that looks really familiar, and I don't know if I ran into him at a conference or seminars or whatnot. And he said, "That's our intern." I said, "How old is he?" Thinking he's in his 20s, looks like a young guy. He's 43. And I can't remember what university he was at, but he was a strength coach at a D1 university. Here he is at 43 as an intern. Want to know what I saw him doing? Wiping down the benches. You want to know what I'm about to do? Wipe down the benches. You want to know what that reminds me of? The book Legacy, about the New Zealand All Blacks, the chapter called Sweep the Sheds. I even did a podcast about it for Spartan Up called Sweep the Sheds, so make sure you check it out. And what I'm saying is, if you are a strength coach who fears the work, you can't work weekends, you can't work the morning, you can't work at night, you can't do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, you will struggle. You will not become great. You will be maybe good, but you will not become great. The requirements and the work ethic of a strength coach must be high. I'm not saying that you do this at the expense of family or you do this at the expense of a good life. But what I'm saying is, I've ran into way too many strength coaches that say no to opportunity. And what impressed me and inspired me was this guy, 43 years old, interning, and that means that he knows what he wants. He wants to be a strength coach in the NFL. And at age 43, what would 99% of the guys say? 99.9%. I'm too old for that. I don't need that. I don't know how he's making the ends meet. They do get paid in the NFL. Of course, the money is much different than an independent guy like me. But what's interesting is I've had strength coaches, or let me rephrase that, aspiring strength coaches, guys that are in their 20s, who told me that they're like, "Man, I paid my dues. I don't really need to be interning. I'm looking to get a job now." So, okay, why don't you coach this group with me? And I'll see this guy standing in front of a kid squatting halfway down with a kettlebell, elbows out, knees caved in, not saying anything. So elbows out, knees caved in, half squat, not saying anything. Boom, 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 4 strikes, you're out. You're obviously not a great strength coach, let alone good. Standing in front of kids doing Bulgarian split squats. Feet, the working leg is too close to the bench. Knee is shooting forward. Heel is coming off the floor. Listen, you're not Cal Dietz. You're not trying to train off the ball of the foot. You don't even know who Cal Dietz is. Guys, it takes a lot. I've been training, working out, okay, since '88. 30 years, 31 years now. And I feel like I'm still a white belt. I'm still hungry to learn. I still want to read more books. I still want to learn more. And there's guys that are in their 20s. That means they've been alive for less than the amount of time I've been training, who are good enough. Good enough is the death of greatness. And listen, your results, your career, your opportunity to grow within the job, within the world of strength conditioning will not be great if you're not willing to work. I'll tell you another story. Last story. I got a lot of stories because I have a lot of experience. When I got my first coaching job, I was 19 and I worked at a hospital fitness center. It was connected to cardiac rehab. We trained adults. We trained a lot of employees from the hospital, x-ray techs, nurses, doctors, administrators, the CEO, the CFO, all kind of big shots were coming in through the gym, and we had to train them. We had to take them through training programs. We had to map out programs. We had to train adults that were segueing out of cardiac rehab into the fitness center. In the summertime, parents would bring their college kids in, and I would have to train them. And I learned how to train people. I learned how to communicate with people. We cleaned things, and you know what my work schedule was? 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, and oftentimes I worked Fridays from 5 to 8. Now, I was in college, I was doing all my studies during the week, and let me tell you what, it didn't mess up our social lives. When we got paid, we went to the city on Friday night. We'd leave the city Saturday night, 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m. We'd drive into Jersey, get to a diner, and then we'd open up the gym from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on no sleep. These are the things you could do when you're 21 years old, 22, 23. And then if one of my colleague needed to sleep, he'd go and sleep in the office. He would take an hour, then I could take an hour. But for the most part, we partied hard and we worked hard. So I always tell guys, I go, listen, man, if you can't outwork me, try to outparty me. You couldn't do either. Guys, work ethic is gonna take you far in this world. And then it's about smarts. But in the beginning, who's a workhorse? You know, Joe Ken taught his son is in strength and conditioning. Joe Ken is like the godfather to us. And he did this for all guys that interned for him at the university level. Clean out the shaker cup, clean out my car. He said, if you can't do these little menial tasks, how can I trust you with 30 athletes, 60 athletes? How can I trust you with the soccer team, tennis team, volleyball team, crew team, lacrosse team? I can't trust you because you can't take a minute to clean out a shaker cup. And a lot of people might say, that's so mean, that's so rude. It's because you're weak. And if you're weak-minded, you're not gonna be a successful strength coach. Successful strength coaches have grit. They have toughness. I know the word mental toughness gets thrown around a lot, but you gotta be mentally tough as a coach. You're gonna go through a lot of tough times. And again, I'm emphasizing, re-emphasizing, I'm not telling you to mess up relationships and families. I'm telling you to stop being so picky. Stop making it like you could only work this time, that day. I can't work weekends, I can't work at night, I can't work in the morning, I can't drive because you're 15 minutes away. If you would have told me that at age 43, it would be more challenging than at age 33, I'd say no way. But you know what? It is challenging. But here's the thing, I am unbreakable. I will not be broken. And if you want to succeed, you need that mindset, that attitude. Now, maybe you got hyped up, maybe you got fired up. I'm sure some of the kids out there are gonna give it a thumbs down on YouTube. Good, you're offended, probably because I'm talking about you and I don't even know you. So you gotta decide, if you wanna be great, you are serving people. Good people should not serve others. You ever have a bad waiter or waitress? It's not fun. Nobody wants a bad coach or a good coach. They want great. And let me tell you what people were put on this earth to be. Great. You were not put on this earth to be average. So you got to decide, are you good? Are you going to be good? Be a clock puncher? Just do enough? Or are you going to be great? Need that Spartan mindset if you want to be great. Take strength coach and apply it to anything else. You want to be a vet tech, a veterinarian, an attorney, a dentist, a teacher, a police officer. You name the career path. Are you a clock puncher or a Spartan?